Morning, ladies. All right, I decided to do a video since so many people wanted this, and lately everything is virtual and everything cooking is online and on a video. So this is my version of tasty, I guess. All right, so Almond Roca or Christmas crack, whatever you guys want to call it, the other night. We have a finished product here, okay? And forgive me, I'm at my mom's house using other things, so the things I'm not all used to. So there are 2 cookie sheets with foil that has been buttered. Use real butter. Do not use a spray because you're eating this, cooking with it. It's a candy, so you don't want the spray flavoring. I've got a package of dark chocolate chips. You can use milk chocolate. You can use a mint if you want to use a mint and go crazy with the mint. You can use fancy stuff, but I have pre-melted it. I use the microwave. You can go fancy and use another way to do it, but make sure you put a cup of water in the microwave so that it doesn't overcook. A cup of chopped almonds. I have a chopper, but I've already pre-chopped them, and a cup of sugar. These all need to be ready in advance before you start because it's a fast dish. If you don't have it ready and you're trying to get it ready, you'll burn it. So I've got a pot over here with obviously a spoon. Ovens today run a lot hotter. The original recipe called for this taking 10 minutes to create, but with the heat of the BTUs on ovens and whether you have gas or electric will tell you whether how high you want that heat. If you're using a very hot oven, you may want to turn the heat down of making the candy. You want to melt the butter, not all the way, maybe about halfway down initially, and then add the sugar as it melts. So we'll just kind of... All right, so my butter is about halfway there. I'm gonna just dump the whole thing of sugar in. And you have to stay stirring. By the way, that was 1 cup of butter, so 2 full sticks of butter. I've never tried using, I can't believe it's not butter or any of those other things. It's regular butter, not unsalted. So it's a continual stir at this point. If you have an older oven, it could take 5-7 minutes for it to boil. Newer ovens tend to be shorter. You want to get it to a boiling point before you add half of the almonds, not the whole cup, half of the almonds that you have. And you can see it starts to thicken as you're stirring. The butter continues to melt. By the way, if you don't know me, I'm Sherry. I started with the church a long time ago, but I've known Lindsay and John for years. All right, guys, so we've been stirring for about a couple of minutes. We've got some boiling going on here, which is what we want. If it changes color to really dark brown, then you've got too high of a heat and it's probably going to turn out more like caramel, which you don't want. You want to keep it this nice buttery color until you put in half of the almonds, which I don't really measure. I just kind of go with it, but you can measure if you wish. Once you place the almonds in, it is going to change a bit of color and you're going to continue that boiling. I've been doing this probably since about 8-9 years old when my grandma would let me in the kitchen to help her. It was her recipe and she got it from her mom, and they probably clipped it out of some magazine in the 1950s or 60s. I don't know. But I've just taken it everywhere at Christmas time, and it's become kind of a Christmas tradition to have some. And I make about 4 to 5 batches a year, maybe more. Just family, friends, neighbors, church events. All right, so once we've got it this nice color consistency here, about 3 minutes of boiling, maybe less, depending on your heat, you're gonna pour it straight onto that butter. You're gonna wanna make sure your cookie pan has a way for you to kind of catch it. Make sure it doesn't spread out too far. I do kind of spread it out into semi-rectangle. And you definitely want to make sure you have pre-buttered, because if you don't pre-butter, take it from somebody who accidentally did it once, it will stick to the pan and you will not be able to get it off and the whole thing's ruined. You just end up throwing it out. But you just kind of put it like that. Nothing complicated, too hard, or anything. And you're gonna give it about a minute to sit. You're not going to stick the chocolate quite on it yet because it's really, really hot. And I just give it about a minute to sit because I don't want this chocolate to go straight down in and mess with it. I want the chocolate to go on top. Yay, okay, so we've let it sit a couple of minutes. I put the pan in the sink and got that all going. Our next step is basically just to try to drizzle this out and get it spread. And this is where I make more of a mess, which is why I just have a t-shirt on and those kinds of things. So we just take this and we get it on here. This is why I'm not a chef, because I'm very messy spreader. I do have some nice stuff in storage, but we're in the process of moving. It's a long move because we sold our house early, so we'll be staying around for a while, but eventually our plans are next May to move to Utah. The Lord is calling us there. For some reasons I won't go into right now because that would make the video too long and I can be a chatterbox. So you're just gonna spread this out on one side, and that will take just a few minutes to get that done. I can tell you that if you're making 2 batches, it takes about 1.5 bags of chocolate chips. Maybe you want to use 2 bags of chocolate chips if you're more inclined to put more chocolate on. You could drizzle or put a couple of drops of vanilla in your chocolate, vanilla extract, or you could put a mint extract in your chocolate. There's lots of little different things you can do there. I wouldn't recommend white chocolate because it's not really chocolate, it's sugar, and you're just adding sugar to sugar. Okay, so we just about have this all spread. And your next step, just take, some clean hands. Make sure you, of course, washed your hands. And I just sprinkle the chopped nuts. No specific measurement or anything like that. All just done to your desire. All right. Now, when I was a kid, this used to take 2 people, but I'm much more inclined now. I'll take that buttered side, place it down on top, take my other cookie sheet, and you just flip it over, just like that. This cookie sheet will be a little bit hot because you put the hot side down on it. And then this part is the reason why you have to make sure you have that really nicely greased foil with the butter, because it should just do that. And that foil just goes in the trash. And now you're drizzling the other side and spreading the other side. All right, ladies, so I've done the other side. I'm sprinkling on the rest of my almonds that I have left here. Looks like I chopped a little bit more than I needed, but that's okay. I can use that for another batch. So once we're at this point, it's pretty simple. You can find a place in your fridge to basically lay this. It needs to chill several hours. I sometimes fast chill it in the freezer for about 30 minutes, and then I throw it into the refrigerator. There's a tray in our refrigerator and our freezer, and I put it in there. And then once it's pulled out of the fridge, it looks pretty much like this. And you can go, I've had this one sitting out for a while, but if you pull it out from the fridge, it will break up into pieces, simple pieces, like so. And you end up with these pieces. And that is very organic, as Lindsay says, because nothing is perfect. It's just all misshapen and just broken up into pieces. So that is Christmas crack, almond roca, however you want to call it. And that. Have a great Christmas.